It's only been in the last few years that I've become aware that the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is recognized as Giving Tuesday. I guess it fits naturally in this time of year because on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, we recognize the ways that we have been blessed by God. We appreciate His gratitude towards us, our good fortune. We bring our families together and we celebrate in Thanksgiving. And then on Tuesday, the week after, we make charitable donations. We make donations to the charities in a way of like extending the way that we've been blessed. We want to bless others, and in gratitude for the generosity of God in our lives and the fortune in our lives, we want to be generous to others and pass on that good fortune, so to speak. And I think culturally that's kind of a pleasant idea to have those two holidays right next to each other. So as we get to a time of prayer today, I want to pray that we would be generous people, that the good graces of God that are so true in our life would spill over in our graciousness and generosity to others. As we pray, I am reminded of a couple of stories. Two men that Jesus encounters towards the end of Luke's Gospel in chapter 18 and chapter 19. Both of them are extremely wealthy, fortunate men. One is a rich young ruler. The second one, Zacchaeus, we've talked about a little bit this month, the tax collector. This first man has been like really religious, really pious. This rich young ruler has done all the things that the law requires, all the things that his religion requires. He's avoided all the sins, all the don'ts. He basically is outstanding, upstanding citizen. And so when he encounters Jesus, the question is, what more must I do? And Jesus says, you lack one thing. Give away all that you have to the poor. Sell your possessions and give the money to the poor. And this is too hard a teaching for him. Jesus like pinpoints the problem in his life, that he's been stingy or he's been selfish with his blessings. And so he walks away kind of disappointed, downcast, and people ask the question, how can a rich man even enter the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus says it's impossible with men. But what's impossible with men is still possible with God. It's almost like a setup for the next story, because then he encounters Zacchaeus, another rich man. And Zacchaeus has a conversion of heart. And here's what happens with the story of Zacchaeus. Instead of walking away downcast, Zacchaeus welcomes Jesus into his home. They eat together. And the religious people are complaining, like, why is he eating with these sinners like this guy? And Zacchaeus doesn't respond to them. Instead, he makes a pledge to Jesus that really demonstrates the change of his heart, that he would sell half of everything he owns to give it away to the poor. And if anyone has been cheated by the system that he has benefited from, by his personal gain, anyone who's been defrauded, he'll pay them back 4 times whatever they were defrauded. And so then we see in Zacchaeus, a person who's been restored spiritually, a person that's been redeemed, that there's a natural outpouring of generosity. And so when people ask, how much should I give? We often think about the 10% tithe. That's a common discipline of Christians, that we give 10% of our income back to the ministry of the church. But Zacchaeus is probably a better biblical example. Someone who has experienced restoration, now donating generously into the lives of others, that they might also experience that kind of restoration. So as we pray today, let's just pray simply that for our own hearts and the hearts of our community, that we would express our generosity in the way that we have so graciously received generosity from God. Be blessed.